Afternoon, everyone. I'm just here to talk to you guys again, a little bit to you guys for this week, just to kind of remind you guys and kind of be instilled within your faith. One thing that we've been trying to see is how we're working within the dynamic within the families. Obviously, being at home now and doing all of these things, you guys are more into a dynamic, more into a schedule, more into a structure that you have been going through on this past couple of weeks. So now what I want to jump into is the word understandment. When normally we are going through different phases within our lives, it's hard for us to understand and comprehend what is going on with the other person, especially for teenagers. For teens, it's more of like they don't feel understood. They don't feel like the other person is understanding what they're going through, and they can't understand what the other person is telling them because they are so stuck within the emotion of what is going on, and they're trying to understand even themselves. So one thing I want to jump into is definitely the word of understanding and really grasping what it is to see the other person in their eyes. I know that there's been a phrase that has been said a lot about being in the other person's shoes. Being in the other person's shoes, you can see what they see. So one thing that Jesus did, he basically went to other people. He went to other villages. He went to other cities to go and see what their lives were about, to see and live and breathe the same air that they did. Jesus not only did that, but he also changed his parables. He changed his wording. He changed everything that he said, the way he communicated. He basically did that with the people, depending where he was at. He would say the same story, but in different contexts, in a different format, in the ways that you could understand, in the way that you think you live, or the way that you live and the way that you think. So this is definitely something that it's hard for families to do, because our love is so grand for each other that we forget we have to understand each other just because we love each other. And when we love too much or we love drastically, it gets away from the focus of understanding what the person is going through. We have that in the back of the mind that, oh, I love this person. For example, when kids are jumping around and making a ruckus, we're trying to protect them. But at the end of the day, it's hard because we want to protect them. We're like, no, don't do this, don't do that. But in their minds, in a kid's mind, they're like, I want to play, I want to jump around, I want to have fun, but now I can't, so this is the only way I can. So when understanding comes in, it brings all of us to a safe place, a safe ground, where we're able to stop and think, what can I say and what can I do to be able to understand this other person, and so that person understands me. So to get more in depth into that, I just want to say, sometimes it's okay to stop and think and try to understand what parents are going through, especially for you teens, when parents are probably stressed out right now, when they're having that eagerness of what's going to happen next. And then parents to have that understanding of teens, hey, they want to go with their friends, they want to go outside, they want to do this. What can I do to better understand my teen to be able to move forward with what we're going through right now? And especially with the little ones, we need to grow more understanding, and we need to go into the depth of understanding them, in the sense of they don't go to school anymore, and they are basically wanting to go and have free time outside, which isn't there no more. I know my kids, I try to take them to the patio, and that's the best I could do. But I try to understand when I get frustrated myself. And I try to move forward whenever I can, and just have that moment of stability to be able to understand and truly grasp what is needed at that time. So just know that whatever you guys do, teens especially, just have that moment of understanding. Stop before you get angry, before you let all of those emotions get into you. Stop and think, okay, What do I have to understand from this situation? What is it that I need to put myself into someone else's shoes to better grasp what's going on before it gets to the point where you probably don't want to go based off emotions, based off whatever is going on in between you and the other person, or just the situation itself. And parents, same thing. When sometimes we just want to just like, we're done. Kind of just stop and think, what do I have to do to better understand my child? What do I have to do to see what's going on with them? If it's something deeper, or is it something that they're just annoyed with, or they're just going through a phase, or it's just what we're going through now. So just keep that in mind, that Jesus had understanding throughout his life. Jesus always understood and always grasped what everybody lived through. But he didn't grasp it, he lived it with us. So within this week, try to live it with your teens. Teens, try to live it with your parents. Children, try to live it as well. Because once you're able to live this journey together, it makes it that much simpler. It makes it that much easier to understand and to truly live. And remember, dare to live a life you're always wanted. It's okay to be soft or be more stricter. It's okay to see what it is that works for you guys in your family dynamic. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So just know that you guys are in my prayers, and know that this is going to be an amazing week because all of you are truly amazing. God bless.